What would you do in this situation? This is a story time on how my family and I went on a camping trip and experienced something terrifying. My mom had told my brother and I that we were going on a camping trip. We were excited because we've never been on a camping trip before. We've only watched movies of people going camping and getting lost. I packed my bags and headed for bed. I couldn't find myself to fall asleep because of the excitement. The next day, we packed the bags into the car and headed to the camp base. When we arrived, we needed to make a campfire, so our parents told us to go collect some sticks. 30 minutes later, my mom called out to us. I came running to her and my brother was nowhere to be found. It was about 6 p.m., so the sun was about to go down. So my dad decided to grab a flashlight to go looking for him. My brother. 15 minutes later, my dad came back with my brother. Jay, my brother, was holding a bunch of sticks. Later on, we decided to make some food with a campfire, roast some marshmallows, and tell spooky stories. Then our parents told us to go to sleep. So we went to sleep, and I fell asleep eventually. It was around 2 in the morning, and I needed to go to the bathroom. There's no bathrooms near a campsite, so I had to go in the bush. So I did my business in the bush, and I noticed that I didn't hear any sounds in the tent, which my brother usually snores when he sleeps. Whenever I went back to the tent, I didn't see my brother. So I decided to check in my parents' tent because I was like, maybe he went to my parents' tent. Nobody was in my parents' tent. So I decided to look for clues to see if there was anything that told me where they went. I looked around our base. I found nothing. I also had to grab a flashlight because it's pitch black. There was only one decision left to do, which is the one I didn't want to do. Go looking in the forest. So I made my way up the forest to where my parents had parked their car. I saw this bear-like figure, but instead was not a bear. It had like a dinosaur-themed face, and it had 6 legs, which is not right because bears usually have 4 legs and don't have a dinosaur-like face. I was scared, and I thought the figure could tell that I was there. So I quickly made my way back to the camp base. And I went back to sleep because it was like maybe they went on a walk or went to the bathroom. So when I woke up that morning, my brother and my parents still weren't there. So I was like, let me just be brave and go into the forest and go look for them again. So not too long after that, about 10 minutes of walking into the forest trying to find my family, I found my brother. He was tied to a tree, and I asked him what happened. He said that he was
sleeping and he heard something fidgeting with the tent zipper, and he felt he was like asleep, but not asleep. He was aware, but he had felt something dragging him and tied him to a tree. He said that the figure was like a bear with a dinosaur-shaped face.
I said, that can't be, because when I went to go look for y'all that previous morning, I saw the same exact thing. So I untied my brother and we went to go look for our parents. Whenever we went to go look for our parents, we saw our mom first. We asked our mom, how did she get there? And she had said the same thing as my brother. She went to go to the bathroom and she had saw this bear-like figure with a dinosaur face, and it had dragged her to a tree and tied her. We untied her and went to go find our dad. Whenever we found our dad, he had a completely different story. He said that
he was trying to go find some more sticks for the campfire because it was starting to go out. And that was like that and the flashlights were the only source of light that we had. So he had went to go get some more sticks, and he had saw this bear-like figure, and he was sleepy, so he dozed off, and whenever he woke up, he was tied to that chair. Well, the tree.
So we packed our stuff up and headed for the car, and we zoomed out of there as fast as we could. If you heard this story and liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe, and never go to a camp base.